We all love celebrities, but sometimes it turns out they aren't necessarily worthy of that love. From disturbing misconduct to vile hate speech, here's a look at some scandals that destroyed public images forever. Michael Richards' racist meltdown. He was all set to live the rest of his days remembered fondly as Cosmo Kramer, Jerry Seinfeld's hipster doofus neighbor. But that all went up in smoke in 2006 when TMZ released a video of comedian Michael Richards shouting racial slurs at the Laugh Factory. After a high-profile apology tour fell flat, Richards went into hiding for a while, and his career has never really recovered.
For this to happen, for me to be in a comedy club and flip out and say this crap, I'm deeply, deeply sorry.
Bill Cosby's accusations. In 2015, Bill Cosby went from being America's favorite father to one of the most hated men in the country. Cosby built his career around the ideas of strong family values, exemplified by his portrayal of Dr. Heathcliff Huxtable on The Cosby Show. However, Cosby's own character came into question when dozens of women came forward to accuse him of sexual assault. Cosby became a hypocrite in the eyes of many, not to mention a criminal, and his once-beloved sitcom pretty much vanished from the airwaves overnight. Hulk Hogan's everything. The bigger they are, the harder they fall, so it's no wonder that a figure as massive as Hulk Hogan took an epic swan dive from the top rope of life. Not only was he caught on tape having an affair with his best friend's wife, the incriminating video also included a section where Hogan went on a horrifying racist rant. In fact, he straight up says, "I'm a racist," at one point, so at least he has self-awareness going for him. The incident cost him his job, not to mention the respect of millions.
Just because a person makes a mistake, just don't throw them away. You don't throw good people away.
Jamie Lynn Spears, teen mom. On Nickelodeon's Zoey 101, Jamie Lynn Spears portrayed Zoe Brooks, the first girl to attend Pacific Coast Academy, a previously all-boys boarding school. Zoey 101 was popular with young girls, the audience it was meant to inspire, for about 4 years. However, in late 2007, Britney Spears' little sister got pregnant at the age of 16. Faced with a public relations nightmare, Nickelodeon canceled her show shortly thereafter, leaving Jamie Lynn out of the spotlight for nearly a decade before she reemerged in 2016 to share her story.
I wasn't going to use my age as an excuse. To be a mother is to be a mother. It doesn't matter what age you are.
Stephen Collins' scandal. Veteran actor Stephen Collins played a lot of parts over the course of his career, but he's probably best known as the Reverend Eric Camden on the WB's Seventh Heaven, the moral center of a show designed to teach life lessons. So it came as a major shock to fans when Collins confessed to People magazine in 2014 that he had inappropriate sexual conduct with 3 female minors spanning 3 decades. Though this confession came long after Seventh Heaven's cancellation, fans will never look at Collins or the show the same way again. Dog the Bounty Hunter's racial slurs. Somehow, in the early 2000s, mullet-wearing blowhard Dog the Bounty Hunter became a television celebrity by hunting people down, all while spouting pseudo-religious jargon at them. Hey, it was a weird time. In 2007, however, the reality star was caught on tape unleashing a stream of racial slurs while discussing his son's African-American girlfriend. The tape was leaked by the National Enquirer, doing irreparable damage to Dog's career.
When you tear someone down, be sure before you leave them that you build them up higher than they were before you started tearing them down.
Charlie Chaplin's teenage brides. When thinking of Charlie Chaplin, most people imagine silent pictures, pratfalls, and maybe that time he stood up to Hitler.
Do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress.
But Chaplin's career was eventually derailed in part due to a string of scandals, mostly involving him being romantically involved with teenage girls. Besides losing a paternity suit to a mistress, he was also married 4 times, and 3 of those women were teenagers at the time of their wedding. In fact, the only one of his 4 wives who wasn't a teenager actually lied to Chaplin about her age, telling him she was 17 rather than 22, because his fondness for teenage girls was apparently widely known. That's a red flag, ladies. Thanks for watching. Click the Nicki Swift icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.